In the heart of Italy, there was a city called Verona, a place full of beauty, music, and laughter, but also full of hatred. Two of the most powerful families of Verona, the Montagues and the Capulets, were sworn enemies. Their quarrels had lasted for years, so long that no one even remembered how it all began. And yet, in the middle of this rivalry, fate planned something that would change everything forever. One evening, the Capulets held a grand party. Lights sparkled, music filled the air, and the noble families of Verona gathered to celebrate. Among the uninvited guests was young Romeo Montague. Got curious and playful, he wore a mask to hide his identity and entered the Capulet mansion with his friends. There, in the glittering hall, Romeo's eyes fell upon Juliet Capulet. She was graceful, radiant, and in that very moment, Romeo forgot his name, his family, his world. Juliet, too, when she saw Romeo, felt her heart whisper a new story. Neither of them knew the other's identity, but in that instant love was born. Later, when Juliet discovered that Romeo was a Montague, her heart sank. And when Romeo learned that Juliet was a Capulet, he was struck with sorrow. But love is stronger than names, stronger than hatred. That very night, Romeo found his way into the Capulet garden and stood beneath Juliet's balcony. There, under the stars, they spoke for the first time. Juliet whispered, "O Romeo, Romeo, deny thy father and refuse thy name. For what is in a name, that which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet." And Romeo replied, "I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo." They decided to marry in secret, believing their union might heal the ancient feud. With the help of Friar Lawrence, a kind priest, they exchanged vows of love and became husband and wife. But destiny had another plan. Soon after, Juliet's cousin Tybalt challenged Romeo. At first, Romeo refused to fight, for now Tybalt was his family. But when Tybalt killed Romeo's dearest friend, Mercutio, Romeo's grief turned into fury. In a duel of swords, Romeo killed Tybalt. This act brought disaster. Romeo was banished from Verona. For Juliet, it was a living death. She spent her nights weeping, torn between love for her husband and loyalty to her family. Her parents, unaware of her secret marriage, forced her to marry Count Paris. A wealthy nobleman, desperate, Juliet turned to Friar Lawrence again, gave her a dangerous plan. She would drink a potion that would make her appear dead for 42 hours. Once she was laid in her family's tomb, Romeo would come, wake her, and they would escape together. Juliet drank the potion, and the whole city mourned, believing she had died. But the message to Romeo never arrived. Instead he heard only of Juliet's death. Broken and shattered, he rushed to Verona. At the Capulet tomb, he saw Juliet lying cold and still. Tears ran down his face as he whispered, "Here's to my love, O true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus with a kiss I die." And with that, he drank poison and fell beside her. Moments later, Juliet awoke. She looked around, saw Romeo lifeless at her side, and cried out in despair, "O happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust and let me die." She took Romeo's dagger and ended her life. The dawn rose over Verona, and with it came the cries of grief. The Montagues and Capulets stood over the bodies of their children, their hearts crushed by guilt. It was only then they realized how meaningless their hatred had been. In the death of Romeo and Juliet, the two families finally made peace. And so, the story of Romeo and Juliet became immortal. A tale of love so pure and strong, yet destroyed by hatred, pride, and fate. For centuries, people have remembered their names, not as enemies, but as eternal lovers.